That's the actual miles from this car. Hard to believe, considering the condition it's in. But at least it's now up. It's mounted as per usual. Just made up some brackets that fit down in. So yeah, it's fairly well balanced actually. I only have this on so far. I am going to try and come up with some sort of a design to be able to turn it and lock it so I can work on it, but for now it turns with the pipe wrench and the chain wraps around the pipe there and it holds it in place, which is not the greatest, but it'll do for now. Started working down here, taking this off because well, it's bitched. So I don't know if I'm gonna get a replacement for it or I'm just gonna make one, come up with something my own design, because this car really is too far gone to do a restoration. Because check that out, I had to cut that away because this actual door frame, the whole opening was way out of whack, so I can't actually deal with this until I make sure it's actually square. So now that it's actually completely up off of the pallet, I can start making sure it is square. So I've been taking a whole bunch of measurements. That's what the doodle pad's for. I've taken all the measurements from that side, because that side is still actually fairly accurate. So what I did was I jacked from this plate here up to this corner because it had actually sagged. So I jacked it because I have this handy dandy bottle jack, big long fella. So pushed it just enough to get the line back. So at some point I can get back to work on pushing this out. So like I said, I have to cut the inner pieces here to let me get into this stuff and straighten that out. But literally this whole floor is coming out. So as like Sean C and those guys have done, that's why I put these plates in here. So I'll put one round about there and then run a bar across to hold that up, and then probably put some lateral jigs in there just to make sure it's okay. But yeah, I hadn't done as much to the car as I'd hoped because I kind of got sidetracked building this. This is a bench mount metal folder. I've had it for a while, but like I said, it was a bench mount, and that didn't really work so well with doing sort of larger pieces for this. So I built this little thing. So yeah, just main stand with a second piece there just to sort of strengthen it up, and then a lateral, and then I put these guys on here. Oops, jeez. I put these guys on here just so you can stand on it to work, and then there's another plate goes here, and then you clamp it down, and then when you fold it up like this, it puts the angle that you want into it. So, but you'll see all of this. Now this goes with these. Just pick these up, and that will be this week's project, well, as well as working on the car. But this goes with this, and I'll leave that to your imagination, and that will be the tune in next week project. Lovely little project here. Needed a workbench to weld on, so the pallet that was under the car is now up here with sheets of metal on it. So I can weld on it and it's not going to burn through or get onto anything else. So yeah, kind of handy dandy little table, and it's nice and tall for me to work on. So yeah, that's kind of where I got to. This is the problem. This side here, for whatever reason, this side of the car is so bad. The other side is not great, but this side is so bad. That side was replaced. I probably said that before. And it seems like they took the boot lid off, the trunk lid off with a tow chain, because they actually tore the hinges right out. So that's buggered. Nasty crease. I've started dolling it out, but it's still in terrible shape. But this quarter here is actually in fairly good condition, and the step is still fairly good. There's issues, but at least this gives me somewhere to start from. Yep, the roof turned out quite well, but yeah, now we can really start get tore into the meat and veggies of this, because I really want to start getting all this shite out of here. Still up in the air about what is going to be the donor for this, because I've been pricing out replacing parts on this, and it's going to be absolutely astronomical. So I'll keep you posted on that. I've got some ideas floating around, but yeah, like I said, I've been taking measurements and all the doodads to figure out what it's going to take to replace all of this, because it is all absolutely minced. But yeah, we'll get this banged up onto the old interwebs there, and we will hopefully be back with you next week, and you'll see a lot more progression. So tatty bye once again.